Hi, I will try to show you how to use animated number renders and their features that you can use in your projects. Basically, you can use with any number variable like floats, integers, or like big integers, even for minus numbers. So when you are using those widgets, you will see a bunch of different appearance and like style options and parameters. So you will have a full control over how they look on the screen, like including font materials and outline materials. Initially, we have 5 different animations, but actually it doesn't mean that you have only 5 options, because char animation input for those widgets is an array. So you can give multiple animation type into one number render, so they are going to be combined and mixed up together. For example, jumping from bottom and fade in looks like this, and 3 of them combined together looks like this. Even if you would like to do, you can combine all of them together into one number renderer. Also in this video I will show you how to create your own animation very easily and use within these widgets. Also in a moment we will go and create our custom widget together, so you will see how it looks like in editor and designer, so you can use the basic functionality of the designer. Yeah, actually the rest is up to your imagination. You can even animate the widget itself to make some fancy stuff. So let's go there and check how our project structure looks like. In content we will see actors, which are those actors you can see here, and each actor has a UI screen widget which you can find from UI folder in screen examples. If you want to copy one of these number renders, so you can go there and check and copy. In UI part we will see animated number widgets, which are the base elements for our number renders. So you can copy this folder and to put it in your project and do any kind of a customization if you would like to do. There are a bunch of different fonts in fonts folder. Yeah, I have already mentioned screen examples. So let's go to widgets and let's create our custom widget together. It's gonna be a user widget. I will call it blueprint widget game menu. So if we open it, it's going to be an empty one. I will just add my canvas here. And if you go to palette, and you will see animated number category, which has 3 different options. So we can just drag and drop into our canvas, and we can set them as they are text. There's a default number value, and you can set it. For floats, we have float values. But for this demo, I will just go for an integer one. So let's see how it looks like in action and what are the customization that we can do on it. In style category, you will see font color. You can change any color you want. And also in the font option, you will see you will have full control over the font itself. You can change font family, typeface size, letter spacing, skew amount, and it's going to be affected immediately. So for this example, let's try to use a different font type. I will just set to size to content, and let's try to give it a big size. And also in font option, you can specify font material as well as outline materials or outline colors. So let's give it a blue outline color with, let's say, 7 outline size. And also I will try to put it in the center of the screen. Let's try to put our anchor, and let's arrange the position. Let's arrange the alignment. Yeah, actually the basic widget is ready, so we can try to put it into our viewport. So for this purpose I will use my level blueprint, but you should definitely have a different approach to create those widgets and add to viewport. So in this case I will just create a widget, and it's gonna be my game menu, and I will just add it to the viewport. So at this point, if I just run my project, I will see a fancy 0 number is jumping in the center of my screen. So if I go to my game menu and I can see char animations and animate on construct parameters are also available to be set. So for example, I can change this one to shaking and I can add another animation. And if I don't want it to be animated initially, I can just set it to the false value. Then if you open it, and you will see it as a text. So it's not going to be animated. But for this purpose, let's try to keep on animations ready. Let's try to change the number to, like, let's say 200. Now it is gonna look like this. Okay, we have created our game menu widget, but how to set its value? So as we named it as a game menu, let's try to create some scroll variable here. And let's go to designer and set our animated integer is variable, so we can reach from our graph. So if I go there, and let's use the event pre-construct method here. So I will get my animated integer, and the function I need to call is set number. This is the basic idea how to change its value. So in this case, I will get my score, which is gonna be initially 0. Then I will set as a number in animated integer whenever the event pre-construct method is called. So I can also specify if I want it to be animated or not. So in this case, I will select animate. And if I go there, in the designer, you will see it is 0. So even I set it like 200. If I go there and compile, and you will see it is going to be set to 0 because this event pre-construct method is being called by designer as well. So when it's going to be always be set to the initial values that you are setting. So for example, if you go to score and put 210, if you go to designer, you will see 210. So let's try to keep our score as 0, and let's try to create a function so we can call this function from outside of this class. In this case, let's name it to add to score. And I will just get my score. I will set my score. I will just add it into the given value. Let's say score to be added. And after setting my score, I will just get my animated integer and set its value into it with animation or not. So for this case, I will use animate. So actually our basic idea of the widget is ready. I will just go to my level blueprint. And as you can see, I have already created my widget here. I will just try to keep its reference. So it was a game menu. I will name it as a game menu. And it's gonna be game menu object reference. And after creating and putting it into the viewport, I will just set it. So in this case, I will have a reference for it, so I can get my game menu and call add to score function. So let's say if whenever I press keyboard 1, then I will add 2 more points into my score. If I compile and run it, whenever I press 1, it is going to be added. And it's going to be animated. If you don't want to animate it, you can just uncheck this value and it's going to act as a normal text. So let's try to do more. In our game menu, we have an add to score method. Let's create a one more. Let's say set score, and this function is gonna set the score directly with a given value. And after setting it, I will just also set my number render value into it. So let's try to make a counter from here, which counts from 0 to some point in a specific time. Let's say, let's create a timeline for it, and let's name it counter timeline. It's gonna be a float track. Let's name it as alpha because I'm gonna use lerp with it. So in this case, initially the value is gonna be 0. Let's say it is gonna take 1.5 seconds to reach. And in the end of the timeline, the value is gonna be 1. So let's give it a nice curve. If I go there, let's connect this one to here. So I will lerp. Let's say it's gonna go from 0 to 222 with alpha, and I will get a float return value. I need to floor it into an integer, and I will get my game menu, and I will set score to this given value. So if I go and run it, if I press 1, as you can see, it is going to be the number is going to go from 0 to 222 in 1.5 seconds. If you want to make it faster, you can go there. Let's say it's going to take half of a second. Then I can just go there and set it. Also adjust the curve. And if you press it, it's going to take half of a second to reach to some point. So that's basically it about the basic usage. So let's go and let's see how we can create our custom animations. In content, in UI folder, this folder UI animated number widgets is our base classes. So we are interested in two things here. The first one is animated text renderer char, and the other one is number renderer anim type. So if we open the animate text renderer char, you will see already default animations have already defined here. So you can just go and run them, and you can check, or if you are not happy with them, you can change the keyframes, or you can check what's happening. For this purpose, let's try to create a new blinking animation together. In this case, I will animate my char text, and I will toggle visibility. 5 seconds is too much. I will try to make it like a quick one. Let's say around 0.6 should be fine. Initially, it's gonna be visible. Here it's gonna be hidden. Here it's gonna be visible. Here it's gonna be hidden. Here it's gonna be visible. Here it's gonna be hidden. And end of the animation is gonna be visible. So if we go there and play it, you will see it is blinking. It's not the best animation, but for demo example, that's how you can create it. Okay, how to use it now, and how can I pass it as a parameter? So this is the enum type that we are using for passing the animation types. So we'll create a new one. So we created a new blink animation. I will just name it as a blink, and I will open my text renderer char. If I go to graph, you will see play animations function here. And as you can see, you can add your custom animations below. You will see there's a switch, which you will see a new pin that we just created. So the only thing that you need to do is you need to set the selected anim variable to your newly created animation, which is blink in our case. And you can set it and play it. Actually, that's it. If we go to game menu in the designer, if we want to change the animation type, I will just remove all of them, and I will just set it to the blink, which is my new animation. So if I go there and set it, and if I play, you will see they are blinking. So you are able to set a custom animation for it. So you are able to do any kind of operation with the text, the char itself, or even in the game menu, if you would like to animate the animated integer widget, this is also possible. We can create a new animation, let's say scale, and I will animate my number render. Let's say I want to adjust the transform, and I will just go to scale. Let's try to create our animation here, like a quick one. Initially it's gonna be 1, and here let's say it is gonna be smaller, and let's say here is gonna be bigger, and here let's say it's gonna be 0, and after 1 let's say it's gonna turn back to the normal. So if you want to go and check the curve, also you can set any kind of curve if you would like to. For example, I just want to make it constant after at some point, so let's keep it like this. Let's try to run it and see how it looks like. Yeah, it is gonna look like this basically. So in my level blueprint, let's go to our game menu first and let's try to trigger it. In this case, I will try to create a new custom event to trigger this animation. Let's say scale anim, trigger scale anim is gonna get my scale animation, and it is gonna play this animation. So I will go to my level blueprint. So let's say after counter timeline has finished, I will just get my game menu and I will trigger my scale animation. If I go there, if I play it, then it's gonna be animated. Yeah, actually that's basically it about the this demo. And if you have any questions or suggestions, you can always reach me out, and I am here to help. Okay, thank you.